Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Adrian Wyllie, Libertarian candidate for governor of Florida. And I'm not going to stand up here and give you the typical politician routine. I'm not going to give you my full resume. But I want to talk about a couple of things. I am a small business owner, and I've worked as an investigative reporter investigating corruption in Tallahassee. And I've also worked as a volunteer lobbyist for the Libertarian Party. And those are a few experiences that have guided my philosophy, guided my decision-making process, and guided my understanding of what the future is likely to bring. I want to first ask, how many people in this room, by show of hands, are hoping to get into the marijuana industry? Show of hands? Okay, great, quite a few of you. Now, show of hands again, how many people currently own a nursery, a plant tree nursery that has been in business for 30 years? None of you? Well, guess what? None of you guys are getting to the marijuana industry. Let me explain what actually is going on. And this is the inside scoop from Tallahassee. I spend a good deal of time sitting in with legislators, listening in the halls to find out where the pulse of it is, and I'll tell you what's going on right now. The state legislature and the governor and the other wannabe governor, they realize that Amendment 2 is likely going to pass. They don't like it. That is why we had Charlotte's Web pass recently. Who here is familiar with the Charlotte's Web law? Okay, good. What that did, that had nothing to do with helping sick kids. That had nothing to do with anything but creating an infrastructure in which all of you will be locked out of the business opportunities that hemp and marijuana will bring. That's absolutely without question what it's all about. And that is the direction they're taking it. What is going to be critical, because I do believe Amendment 2 is going to pass, and I'm thrilled to see that. But what's going to happen is the devil will be in the details. And the details have already been and continue to already be written. The details are ensuring that those people in the know get their cut of the pie and you don't. The details are so that guys like John Morgan and his exclusive group of friends can get in that business and you can't. That's really what this is about. And this is what basically most of everything in Tallahassee that is about. The corruption we see up there is rampant. And you know, politicians come up here and say that, but I've seen it firsthand. I've seen and heard legislators use code words for kickbacks and payoffs. You want to know what their latest code word is? Come to the table. If you hear a legislator say so-and-so didn't come to the table, it doesn't mean they didn't come and have a sit-down meeting or they didn't, participate in some conference. It meant they didn't buy them off. It meant they didn't give the right campaign contributions. And that's exactly what's going on now. If you actually want, and like I said, Amendment 2 will pass, and I think that's phenomenal. But if you actually want to be able to reap the benefits of it, to participate in the free market boon that this will create, we have to ensure that we have people in our state government that believe in the free market. Because right now we don't. We have a series of cronyists who are ensuring that they get theirs and you get screwed. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm the only candidate in this race that supports complete legalization of marijuana. And I support the absolute minimum regulations on that industry that we can get away with. If I had my choice, and I'm going to push for this if elected governor, you will be allowed to grow it in your backyard for your own use. You will be allowed to grow it in your backyard to sell at your corner farmer's market. That's how it should be. I don't understand that why a tomato, for example, why we don't have a system here in government that says, well, there's only 5 companies in the state of Florida that can sell and distribute tomatoes. And if you grow it in your backyard, you're going to jail. It makes no sense. But that's the kind of thinking that we're going to have moving forward. Now, Charlie Crist has recently had chain gang Charlie Crist, I might remind you, the man who signed some of the toughest anti-marijuana laws in the country, and the man who signed the law that actually, almost put Kathy Jordan in jail, is now had this great epiphany. Folks, if you are voting for Charlie Crist because you believe that he is going to support Amendment 2, none of the gubernatorial candidates have anything to do whether Amendment 2 will pass or will not pass, but we're going to have a great deal to do with how the regulations are written on the back end. Charlie Crist is going to ensure that the regulations favor John Morgan and his buddies who are paying big bucks and who are coming to the table. Now, I also know that, just out of curiosity, how many people before today have heard my name? Okay, that's about right, about 20%. I want to explain to you where we're at right now, because a lot of people, may say, hey, Adrian, I like what you have to say, I like your policies, but you can't win. Come on, be realistic, you can't win. I got to vote for the lesser evil. I got to go with the guy who, is better. He sucks, but he's better than the other guy, because the other guy is really, really bad. That's the mindset out there. But I can tell you something. That's changing quite a bit. By a show of hands, we had about 20% name recognition in this room. That's consistent with what we have across the state of Florida right now. With 20% name recognition, I'm polling at 9% right now in a three-way race against Rick Scott and Charlie Crist. So what does that mean? If we get to 70% name recognition, we win. We can do this. And if I'm elected governor, I will do everything in my power to ensure that you have the economic freedom to start whatever business you like. That's what the Libertarian platform is about. It's about breaking down the barriers that prevent business from growing. And it's about breaking down the barriers that allow you to exercise your God-given rights, your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what it's all about, and that's what we're going to do. I just came this morning from a taping at Channel 2, the PBS station here in Miami. That'll be on at 7 p.m. tonight if you're interested. But we are getting the word out, and I will be included in the televised debates. So if you truly believe in real freedom, not just this quasi-government crony setup that they're trying to do, but if you believe in real freedom, the ability to chart your own course without interference from government, I'm urging you to spread the word. Spread the word about this campaign. Spread the word about Bill's campaign. Bill, with the stroke of a pen, if elected Attorney General, can make hemp legal. Now, Pam Bondi's not going to do that. Her Democratic rival, George Sheldon, is not going to do that. Bill will. Libertarians will. Libertarians will return your freedom. But only if you support us, and only if you think outside the box, and only if you stop being afraid and stop voting for the lesser evil. That's what we're asking you to do. Libertarians for a long time have been on the forefront of the marijuana legalization issue, and I speak about that everywhere I go. And I equate it in a few different ways. And if you want to talk to people about it who are hesitant and afraid and fearful and have bought into all the hype, there's a couple different ways to do it. The first thing you can do is you can explain to them that, and this is one of my favorites, there was only one time in our nation's history when people were killing each other in the streets over alcohol, and that was during Prohibition. It was Prohibition that created the mafia. It was Prohibition that led to organized crime. Just like today, it's marijuana prohibition that creates the cartels, that creates the drug gangs, that ensures that almost 20% of our prison population is there incarcerated for nonviolent possession offenses. That's insane. And there's a lot of powers that the governor has, and one of them I intend to exercise frequently, and that is the pardon. And that's one thing I pledge to do, and I will honor that pledge, is to pardon anyone who has been convicted solely on the basis of nonviolent marijuana possession. Thank you. And if you're talking to someone who's a fiscal conservative, talk to them about how much we would save if we could eliminate, 20% of the prison population. That's potentially $1 billion a year in savings, right there. You know, you want to talk about cuts the right way. Plus, we're not destroying lives. We're not destroying families. We're ensuring that, people can continue to be productive members of society rather than being jailed for something that should be legal anyway. The bottom line is, folks, libertarians want government out of your wallets, out of your bedroom, out of your bodies, and out of your business. And if that sounds appealing to you, then it's time to support the Libertarian Party of Florida. And I ask you for your vote on November 4th. Thank you very much for your time.